she back there starting with?
She is.
Bring me one of these. You got it.
Yep. She's a nice lady. Okay, it's 7 p.m. It's 7 p.m., but we do not have a quorum, so we will not be calling this meeting to order. What we will do, though, is we will take this as an opportunity for us to discuss anything that you may want to that's on the agenda. And
I don't get a chance, I don't get a chance to say my nice prayer I was gonna say.
well, we better not, since we're not
Okay.
having a meeting.
All right.
But anyway, we can have this as an opportunity to discuss any business that you guys are, would like to discuss, including what's on the agenda. Do you guys have any questions about it? Anything?
No, my prayer was gonna bless the seasons and bless the blooms that God's given us and the birds that we see out there, and thank Him for this city that He gave us right in the middle of it. And I was gonna ask Him to bless those that are elected to do the business of the city, and the people that were elected to do the business of the city are incompletely here. And I think that deserves some comment from those of us that are here. We know that there's a council member who refuses to come to any meeting that's called by the mayor. Another council member was in the property today, but did not choose to stay long enough to come to the meeting. And another council member who seems to be less prepared and votes I'll go with, and the other two council members. And I think that we were elected to do the business of the city. And that doing that business of the city means working whether we like it or not, hours whether we like them or not, duties whether we like them or not, or people whether we like them or not, carry on the business of the city. I was going to pray for some strength for our staff and for you that have a big backlog of work. And I was going to encourage us to try and find some way to get to work on getting to that work. So I'll make that a statement instead of a prayer, and that way I'm not guilty of opening a meeting.
Yep.
But that's what I was going to pray for.
That would have been nice. Well, I will give you guys an update real quickly. So I did sign a contract with Mandy Cody, who is a consultant we interviewed in executive session. I signed a contract with her after consulting with our city attorney, and he approved the contract. So she will be, actually she's already started. She has 3 tasks on her contract that she will be completing. And the first one is basically getting us caught up on what we've lacked for the last month and a half with planning and zoning and building permits, sign permits, things of that nature. And I'm sure you saw the email from Jennifer McDarris that had quite the lengthy list. The only one that had been worked on at the time when Eric left was actually the Searles Foundation, and it's coming up for a variance this upcoming meeting. So, anyway, that's the only one we're really currently working on, simply because Eric had been working on it since November. So that one's on the books, and then today Jennifer sent her every file that we have for building permits, for variance requests, anything that's come before her, so that Mandy now has that in her possession, so hopefully we can get caught up on that. Phase 3, or task 3 on her contract, states that she will do training with our staff, but we've got to get a qualified planning zoning person. I told her right now we don't have that person, so it won't really do any good to have her come over and start training. So my goal is to hire Trip Ritchie, which we all agreed in executive session, I believe. Is that correct? We all? I mean, do you recollect that?
My understanding was that we agreed at the last executive session to pursue a relationship with Mr. Ritchie. I saw that there was one council member says I'll do what the council wants, the other one says I don't like the title, another one says I'm not particularly thrilled with the title, so I said Rose by any other name. So I believe within your spending limits you have the authority to work out a month-to-month contract with Mr. Ritchie that could start right now.
Yeah.
And then he could be available for training. And then hopefully when we get people to come to the seats and conduct the business of the city, he could be made a full-time employee. But he could at least get on board, get taught, and he could stay here under the contract on a month-to-month basis. But obviously he'd be preferring to be an employee.
Yeah, and Chuck, our attorney, did confirm that as well, that we can do that. And we probably, because I think it would be less expensive to the city to hire him as an employee that way. But in the meantime, I think, do you like that idea, everybody? I mean, that's probably what I'm planning to do.
Good,
So
good.
we won't talk about it. We won't even discuss yea or nay, but that is kind of what my thoughts are. So that can get us caught up on all that. I'll give you an update on the stormwater. They've started that project, and
They started digging holes, or?
well, they're just clearing off right now, getting
Okay,
everything
there's
kind of
people
ready.
down there then.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. Heavy equipment's down there. They've started all that. So I met with staff here at City Hall, and we came up with a good idea. Instead of possibly leasing a property for additional parking during this time, because that parking lot is going to be torn all up, that we purchase a van, which was on the agenda tonight, and you guys can look over all that. Purchase a van and then transport people from the farmer's market to the downtown area. In fact, they would transport them here, drop them off here at City Hall, because if it's raining, it has the 2 covered areas. And then at the farmer's market, there's ample parking. I was down there today with Joe Patterson, and we looked at all that. But it also has a covered area. If it's raining, people can stand under there and wait for pickup. So I think that's a good plan, personally, unless anybody has any better ideas. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't, would like the liability be, is that
So,
Okay,
yeah, we
so
can
we're
check on
just
the
up one,
liability,
yeah.
but,
just with my mom's insurance
yeah,
background?
I like that. Yeah, we'll have Chuck to give us his opinion on that. We have transported, in the past, we've had detainees who we transported through the work program in our own van. And I don't know if you'd need for them to sign a waiver. I'm not really sure, but I'll check with Chuck. Yeah, good idea, though. Yeah, I'll check on that. But I think it's a fair plan.
Failing that, you've got the authority to run the city, and if you need to if you need to contract with a shuttle service that provides that
Yeah, we could
service
do
for
that
a
too.
certain amount per
Yeah.
head or something, wants people to
Yeah,
contribute $1 to get yourself
yeah.
a ride to downtown.
Well, that's a good idea. Yeah,
But anyhow, I
like
think the van idea that you have is simple, but if that doesn't work, then you've got
that. Yeah,
you got the authority to make an arrangement with what do you call
Yeah,
livery company. There
yes,
you
I
go.
like that. That's a good idea as well. That might be even less expensive for us and take the liability away. Hey, it's not an official meeting, so we can take comments. Hey, this is just a big Open community. Any ideas on that from anybody? No. But yeah, I like that. That's great. And we were going to vote tonight on the second reading for the ordinance that Josh is here for that. So sorry, Josh, you'll have to wait till May or to the April meeting, April 16th. But there was one little small modification in that Rob, Chief, had suggested. But other than that, I will be voting next month or this month.
If you have a quorum.
Yeah, if we have a quorum. So yeah. Please show up. Sorry. But hey, you will be hopefully since we've got Mandy, you can get your permit done though. Yeah. 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 And that's one reason I said I've got to just sign a contract with we've got to get this going, so. Good. Okay. Yeah, and Mandy's very well versed in planning, zoning, building permits, very smart lady, so I think she'll get on there very quickly. Well, anything else before we leave? I don't, yep.
Since this is not an official meeting,
Uh-huh.
I don't need to state the name.
Oh, no, gosh, no.
No, but get up on the speakers.
Hey, we're just
It's
chatting.
being broadcast, though. If you don't.
It is
Get
being
that thing,
broadcast
you
if
can
you
hear it.
want to. And you may want to turn it on, Dale. I'm not sure if it's, okay.
My name is Dale Green, and I live at 337 Depot Street. And I would just like to first go on record as saying that how disappointed I am that there are more people in the audience than there are council members here. That speaks volumes to me as an individual, that there are more people here that care about the city of Blue Ridge than our own elected city council members. And I mean no disrespect to you, Christie, or you, Dr. Whaley, or you, Mayor Vaught. I don't know all the dynamics. I don't understand all the interaction. It's obvious there's tension amongst city council members for a variety of reasons, but to ignore an important meeting that is going to help decide the growth and the direction and the future of this city, to just not show up is reprehensible. And those three individuals will never get my vote again. They just lost it. I may have supported them in the past, but this is a sign of third grade immaturity, and I just think it's wrong. On the van idea, can we do anything with the folks over here that the North Georgia Mountain,
Yeah.
they have the white van? Can we do an additional contract with them or pay them extra? It's something to
Mhm.
consider.
That's a good idea, actually. And that is, of course, county owned, so I could
And
check
that may
with
take care of
Commissioner.
your
Yeah,
liability
yeah,
issues as well.
true.
which is a
I'll
good
put that
question.
idea down as well.
So,
That's why this is good. Get all
Okay,
kinds of good ideas.
I'm done. Thank you.
Yeah. No, thank you, Dale. for saying
How do you
that.
spell recall?
Oh. Well, and I do want to say I did receive an email today from a council member who stated that she would not attend the meeting because it was not called properly. The charter states, it's an antiquated charter written before we had emails, and it states in there that that people are supposed to be served personally. And my response on that was when I started on the council 15 years ago, we used to have police officers hand deliver our notices that were special call meetings. So, and none of us like that, because I'm sure all the neighbors were like, okay, why are they there? What are they doing at their house? Are they serving a warrant? What are they doing? So we all talked to the attorney at the time, and he said, that is antiquated. We have emails now that can count as being personal. So we have not done that in, my gosh, I've been on this council, like I said, 15 years, and we stopped doing that 12, 13 years ago. So that was the excuse why a particular council member did not want to come, which I did remind that particular council member that she and Christie had called a meeting where I did not, it was not personally served to me, and it was a special call meeting. So that excuse really doesn't fit with me, because she can do it, but I can't, you know. And that's what's been done for 13 years. So if that's a problem, why has the city attorney not told us this until just now? So, you know, that's my thought on that.
I agree with you.
You know, and I like the email that Dr. Whaley sent in response, so I don't want to hear excuses why, you know, this doesn't fit in with the charter, because that is something that emails can be considered personally served, if it's a personal email. Not only that, I received an email from that particular council person just hours after it was sent from our city clerk stating that she would not be coming. So I know she was notified that the meeting would take place. So the games, we don't need to be playing games with city politics. There's business at hand. And, you know, and I know that's what's going to come out. Oh, it wasn't done correctly. No, this is how it's been done for 13 years. Don't want to hear it. It's not an excuse. And if it is an excuse, why did she do it in October 17th, 2022 meeting? Why did she do it then? So, well, anybody else have anything they want to say before we leave? Well, I appreciate you all coming. I'm sorry we could not take care of business tonight. So, but it was good seeing all of you and knowing that we have concerned people.
Since you have mentioned the emails in a public meeting, can the
Uh-huh.
emails be made public?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, anybody can do it, or on any email, on any text message, personal cell phones. If you're sending city business by your personal cell phone, those text messages are considered city business. A personal email is considered city business, and we all learned that in training. Yeah, or your city emails. Of course, if they have any privileged information, they can't be, but. Of course, Amy knows all that because she's the city clerk. So, well, guys, thank you all for coming. I'm sorry we couldn't conduct business tonight. I can email that to you. Yeah, the red line version. I'll send it to you. Yep. It was something extremely minor.